Morning, Knicks Nation. Today is Monday. It's the 18th day of December 2023. I hope you had a good weekend this weekend, that you and your family are safe and healthy, and that the needs of you and your family in terms of food, shelter, clothing, as well as health being met today. Blessings upon those that work in the healthcare field, along with the first responders, who every day are saving lives. And those also who pick up garbage for us to keep our streets and sidewalks and highways clean and disease free. And those also that make deliveries for our convenience. Double blessings to the men and women that are out here trying to help rescue, deliver, and recover the teenagers and children that are the victims of child molestation and pedophilia, the victims also of pornography and child pornography, the victims of prostitution, child prostitution, human trafficking, sex slavery. Double curses on the perpetrators, the profiteers, and the perverts that create this industry. Finally, double blessings upon the homeless. There are nearly 600,000, even now in December, where it's cold in many places. There are 600,000 people without shelter, without clothes, without a cover, that's living in their cars, on the vans, on the streets. Blessings upon them, for theirs is the kingdom. There's a basketball game scheduled for tonight. The New York Knicks will be taking on the Los Angeles Lakers in Los Angeles. Having just played there Saturday night, they're playing there again today before they head back toward the Big Apple for Wednesday's game against the Brooklyn Nets. Now, of course, the big story for us is New York is the absence of Mitchell Robinson. The absence of Mitchell Robinson, the anchor of the defense, has caused a lot of issues defensively for the Knicks, because you cannot just replace 7 foot with 7 foot wingspan athleticism what MitchRob possesses. You can't coach that. It is what it is. So with him out, the Knicks have been struggling defensively. They've been exposed, really, both in the perimeter defense as well as under the basket. You see, because when you have a guy like a Mitchell Robinson, whoever is on the perimeter that's thinking about getting into the paint is always got to be thinking about where Mitchell Robinson is, because he will reject the shot. He will alter the shot, and he does that a lot for the Knicks. And so with that in mind, plus his offensive rebounding prowess, the Knicks have been really struggling. So we already knew that this was going to be a tough road to hoe. Even before the MitchRob injury, we knew that December was going to be a tough, when they have three back-to-backs, 9 games on the road out of 12. And then the two of the games that they have at home are against Milwaukee Bucks. So this is not going to be an easy stretch for the Knicks. So here we are tonight, and they have the Los Angeles Lakers on tap. Now, the Lakers got their own issue. The Lakers got their own issues. They right now are in the 8th seed in the West, 15 and 11. They're a half game out of the 6th seed. They're a full game out of the 5th seed, and 1.5 games away from Denver and Dallas in the 3rd seed. So again, just like the East, it is tight. It is a dogfight in the West. LeBron is still playing at a tremendously high level, unbelievable for a guy that's close to 40 years old. But the Lakers have a whole bunch of other nagging injuries, and this is concerning for them, because not for us, but for them, because we're not even 30 games into the season yet. Usually you get to the 40th game, the 50th game for sure, and pretty much every team is dealing with nagging injuries all the time. It's normal. But when you're this early in the season and they have this injury report, Gabe Vincent is out tonight, ruled out against the Knicks because of his knee. Christian Wood is day to day, questionable against the Knicks because he has a non-COVID illness. Jalen Hood Schifino is out because back issue. Anthony Ambulance is questionable because of his hip and his groin. LeBron is day to day questionable because of his calf. Well, you know LeBron's going to play. Gerard Vanderbilt is probable. Okay, so he's playing because of back spasm. D'Lo is something wrong with his head. That's weird, but it's his head. And he's day to day probable for tonight's game. So they have that long a list versus you look at the Knicks injury list, it's Mitchell Robinson. That's it. See, now as the season goes on, everybody's going to have it, but this is the early part of the season to be having all of these nagging injuries. So this works well for the Knicks. But again, our issue will be perimeter defense. There's nobody underneath. I mean, we got Jericho Sims. I don't want to say nobody. We got Jericho Sims and we got Isaiah Hartenstein. We know they're going to fight. We know they're going to battle, but they're not MitchRob. So we're going to have a defensive step up on the perimeter. There's just no doubt about it. I don't know what Tibbs is going to do except maybe change the defensive scheme, or include more Deuce McBride in the rotation, because you're struggling. You're struggling with perimeter defense here. So that's really, to me, your only options. You want to include, I wouldn't say start Deuce. He's not going to do that. He's going to start Dante. But is he going to give Deuce some minutes on the perimeter to try to limit three-point shooting, which has been killing the Knicks? Teams play against the Knicks, killing us on the three-point line because of the lack of the perimeter defense. And then, of course, getting into the paint with lack of Mitch Robinson. So we're going to need to shore up the perimeter defense here. Grimes and IQ, again, I would look for them to play more minutes because of that defense. Brunson is going to be Brunson, but he also, being Brunson, unstoppable on the offensive end, but liability on the defensive end. Again, so we're going to need to have, and then, of course, RJ and Drew are going to have to pick up some slack on the wing sides. But RJ and Drew have been playing good defense. You can't do it all. Got to have some help from the perimeter. So the Knicks are going to need that tonight against the Lakers. Like I said, I don't know what Tibbs could change the strategy. He can make some scheme changes. But as far as personnel, all I can think of is adding McBride to the rotation. Now, Tibbs does not like to play more than a 9-man rotation. He will occasionally play 10, but generally he's going to play 9. And so if he does include Deuce in the rotation, it would have to be at the expense of someone else. And that's a difficult choice to make because Dante DiVincenzo has been playing very well offensively. He's also been battling defensively as well, but he's not Grimes. It's simple as that. And then with Grimes and IQ, you want to keep that tandem in place. Hart got thrown out the last game, so hopefully that won't happen this time. So you're going to get him with some help in there. It's a tough call. So we're just going to have to see how this plays out tonight. If the Knicks could beat the Lakers tonight, they would be 2-2 on the road trip, more than respectable in the league, especially in the like I said, the schedule that the Knicks have been handed in this early part of the season has been one of the toughest in the league with all these back-to-backs. So if they can win tonight, it would be really good because they'd be 2-2 on the road on this trip. Very good. Okay, with more tough games coming up. You still got Brooklyn, then you got 2 in a row against Milwaukee. Now, last night I watched Milwaukee play Houston. By the way, watching Houston last night, Houston is a legit playoff team, in my view. They're a legit playoff team. They were battling, they were battling Giannis and them. It was close until the closing of the fourth quarter. And Houston right now in the 9th seed, but they're only, like I said, they're only a game from the 6th seed, or a game and a half from the 5th seed, game from the 6th seed. They're all bunched up. Houston right now 13-10, just lost last night, but they're 6-4 in their last 10. The addition of Dylan Brooks, the addition of Fred VanVleet has really helped them, and of course, they still got a young boy in Jabari Smith Jr., but you can see, he's not there yet, but he's coming. He's really what we thought he was going to be when he came out in college. I think he came out of Auburn. When he came out of Auburn, I thought he was the best player in that draft, and he is. And then Tari Eason coming off the bench. They really got a nice squad. So they gave the Bucks all they can handle. Dame Dollar did Dame Dollar work, and that's what caused that win to come. But what they did was interesting, and this is why I bring them up. When they were playing Milwaukee, they found success having Dylan Brooks guard Dame, and then they had a shorter player guard. I think sometimes they had like a shorter player guarding Giannis. And then they would switch up when Giannis went to post up. And Giannis was hitting his free throws, and I think he hit a three or so, and that would throw everything off for them. But because you can't, if Giannis is hitting threes, it's lights out. You can forget it because you can't stop him from going to the hole, the way he, when he wants to. But then they had Sangoon different times, Jabari trying to guard him. It was an interesting battle, but they had a bigger player, Dylan Brooks, on Dame Dollar. Dame Dollar ended up with 39 though. He was unbelievable last night. It wasn't because Dylan Brooks don't play no defense. That's Dame Dollar. So it was very interesting the way they strategized to guard the Bucks. But I think we should also copy that. Um, Knicks will probably have Dante trying to guard Dame. That's going to be difficult. I think I'd rather RJ try to guard him. But we'll see. It's going to be tough. We got not a back to back, but we got 2 games in a row against Milwaukee. A Saturday night game and I think Christmas Day, something like that. It's not going to be easy. But for tonight, we got Los Angeles Lakers, and we got to handle this business. The Knicks could beat the Lakers in LA. They got a 50-50 chance to beat the Lakers in LA tonight, even without Mitchell Robinson. So we're going to see how this plays out. I'm sure Jalen Brunson's going to come to play. I'm hoping that all of the ancillary pieces that the Knicks have, and generally Juju, he was drafted by the Lakers, and generally he really goes off against the Lakers, especially against Anthony Davis. He does. He seems to take that on as a personal challenge, which is good. So I'm expecting a big game from Julius Randle. I'm expecting, Brunson to show up, and it's about that time for us to get an RJ sighting. One of these games, he's been steady. He started off the season, as we see, with gangbusters, slowed down a little bit. But it's about that time we start to see Mr. Rowan show us some things. And then again, one of the ancillary players, your Dantes, your Grimeses, your IQs. It's about that time that we get something from them because they're too good to be silent for long. So we'll see how this plays out. And again, I'm hoping that Josh Hart, who was also drafted by the Lakers, does not get thrown out of the game and plays a Josh Hart type game, which would be good for the Knicks. Y'all enjoy the game. Enjoy your Monday. Shalom.